Hey, what's up, guys? This is MJ, and today I'm going to give you a couple quick tips on how to shop for a used Ford Edge. And these tips will actually work for any used car. So let's check out this Ford Edge that I found. This is a 2017 Ford Edge. It's a little expensive, so I'm going to show you an expensive one and a cheap one. And both of them have the 3.5 liter engine. That is the engine that you want. You could also get this with a couple other engines, and according to my nerd research, the 3.5 is the one you want. You want to try to get a car with one previous owner if possible, two previous owners at the most. All right, that is very important. You don't want a car that's just been passed around over and over again. Now look, I don't know these people selling this car. I'm just randomly looking at cars on the internet, and this one looked like a good one. The interior is nice too. Interior is pretty modern. So there you go. Lots of space, lots of room. Well, look, this is what I like to do. I like to try to find the Carfax. And the way that I do that is I will go to the dealership website. Let's check that out. So here we go. We're on the dealership website now. And let's see. Oh, look, they got it. Carfax is on here. Let's check it out. All right, so here we go. We're looking to make sure that the car is not in terrible situation. Like, we want to look for accidents or salvage titles. It looked like it's a one-owner vehicle. We'd like to see a lot of service records, but not everywhere reports their service records. So it's possible there could be more service than what's on the Carfax, you know. Vehicle wheel locks installed. So yeah, so you could know that. When you go to look at the car, make sure they have the wheel lock. It's usually in like the glove box or maybe somewhere in the rear of the vehicle. Make sure they have that, or use that as an opportunity to say, hey, you're gonna need to come down on that price because you don't have the wheel lock. So how am I supposed to get the wheel off? The goal is when you go into that dealership, you already know the history of the car by looking at this Carfax. Carfax is not going to be perfect. We're looking for some oil changes. So here we go. Oil change, maintenance, inspection. This is the first one I see at 22,000 miles. I'm hoping they got one before that. Maybe they did it at their house or somewhere that they don't report it. But anyway, so here we go. There's another oil change. Vehicle color noted as red. Thought it was orange. This is very important. All right, so there we go. Not a lot of service history on there, but it's not a lot of miles on it either. So let's go ahead and look at one that's cost a little bit less money. MJ, I don't have all that kind of money. I need something a little bit cheaper. All right, I got you covered. Calm down. Everybody calm down. Let's go find a cheaper one. All right, it looks like the one that I had saved was sold, and it was nice too. It was only about like $6,000. So let's go ahead and in real time look for a less expensive Ford Edge on Car Gurus. Let's check it out. All right, so here's a little trick that I like to use. Go down to vehicle history and let's look for single owner. Let's start off with the single owners. That's usually going to be like the best kind of car you can get. One with one owner who took care of it. It's not always possible to find that, but if you can, let's try to get that. So engine, we are looking for the V6. Okay, the inline four. I don't want that one. That one, it's got a turbo on it and it's the EcoBoost. I'm not a big fan of the EcoBoost engines. I know there are some of them that are okay, but most of them have a little bit more problems. So here we go. The 2.7 liter, we don't want that one. We don't want the 3.7. We want the 3.5. That's the one you want. I've already done the nerd research on this. If you want to see the research, look on the video, what is the best year Ford Edge? And I show you the exact numbers on why I made that determination. Other than the anecdotal reason that the turbo, that's just another system that can break. If there's no other option, there are ways to take care of a turbo, but if you can avoid the turbo, avoid the turbo. So here we go. What is the cheapest one we could get? Lowest mileage or lowest price first. So what's the cheapest one in the country? All right, 4,900. That's not bad. 161,000. I have seen these, I've saw one in person that got up to over 350,000 miles. So if you could start at 159, I think you could make it another 150,000 miles. Which one y'all want to look at? Yell it at the TV. I could probably hear you if you yell it loud enough. Another thing with this vehicle, avoid getting the pano roof if you can. I hate pano roofs, especially for a car this cheap. You don't want problems with the pano roof, okay? Let's look at this guy. 82,000. Oh, that's pretty low. It's pretty low for a $7,000 vehicle. Oh, looks pretty nice. Pretty nice so far. Seat's a little worn. It's not bad. Back seat's not worn. So they probably didn't have a bunch of people back there. That ain't bad for $7 grand. Let's see if we can find the Carfax. An accident. Oh, we definitely need to see the Carfax now. This is serious business. We got to do our nerd research. All right, so we are on Desert Motor used car for sale. Desert Motor, if you don't have a Carfax, I'm gonna write you a strongly worded letter. That'll show you. We got to try to find the car on here. So this is the one we want. All right, there we go. Show me the Carfax. All right, let's see. This is the first time I'm looking at this one. 13 service history. No accidents or damage. I thought they said it was an accident. Are we looking? Title. Vehicle maintenance. Oil and filter change at 17,000. That's like we're hoping they got it changed between 0 and 17,000, but let's see. Maybe they didn't report it. All right. So here we got it. Oil and filter, 27,000. Got an air filter, cabin air filter replaced. Okay. Oil and air filter, 43,000. Battery charging system check. Brakes replaced. Okay, got emissions inspection. That's good. California, they make you get emissions inspection. They are not playing around. Fuel tank corrosion inspection. Okay, so they probably don't have a lot of corrosion in California, I don't think. Okay, alignment checked, fluid checked, oil filter, 4-tire balance, alignment checked again. Why are you getting alignment? Oh wait, that's the same day. Never mind. They had the same one on the same day. Okay, I was about to say, can't be having too many alignment checks. I mean, maybe it was an accident and they think the alignment's going to fix it. All right. Not bad, not bad. Battery replaced. See, when you go into that dealership, I want you to already know more about the car than they would anticipate. They got a blower motor. Battery checked. Why do you keep getting the battery checked? I don't know. Sunroof slides replaced. All right, look, if you're getting an inexpensive car, just leave the sunroof closed. You don't want that thing breaking. I mean, you could get the slides lubricated and make sure there's little lines that go away from the sunroof to drain the water, because it's not intended to be a watertight seal. So you could have those lines, they can shoot some air in there, make sure that the air can get through so that, the water could get through. But then close that sunroof. You don't want any repairs that you don't need. So there we go. That's how you get on there and look at the Carfax. Have some information before you go in there. If it doesn't have the Carfax, if you can't see a Carfax for that car, don't even bother with it. There's lots of them available for sale anyway, so you'll find another one. But there's one more thing I wanted to show you before we leave, and that is the last step. Okay, so this is a video from a channel called Wrenching with Kenny, and I'm gonna put the link to this in the description so you can watch the whole video. And this video is called Getting a Pre-Purchase Inspection Saved This Customer from Buying a Wrecked Car. Now look, this is a Corolla that Kenny, our friend Kenny here, is checking out for a customer. So it looks like Kenny has some experience doing body work, and he's able to see, he's looking at the vehicle to see how the paint reflects, and he can tell that what has been painted and what is original paint. So he can tell, and he can look at the hood. He saw that the hood was a different hood than the factory. It was like a cheap aftermarket hood. And let me see. Yeah, he's seeing little tiny bits of damage that he could tell that the vehicle's been in a major accident. People in the industry like Kenny and other mechanics, they can see these little things that you're never going to notice. See, look, he could tell from that bolt right there that somebody just put that there and it doesn't belong there. These little plastic covers, you could tell by looking at it that these are cheap replacements. Oh yeah, and he did the finger check where you can see if the frame's been pushed back, because your fingers should have about the same amount of space on each side. So yeah, and then you can see this little thing right here, this little sticker. Like, yeah, that's a sticker of cheap aftermarket hood. So yeah, check out this video. I'm gonna put the link in the description, because when I just tell people they need to get the car checked out before they buy it, they just say, oh, I don't need that. I could look at it and tell. Like, these little things you're not gonna be able to just tell. Like, you got to be in the industry. Mechanics love to do these type of inspections because it's really a time where we could shine and help somebody to not buy a car that's been in a wreck. So this is why I say you do your nerd research. Yeah, you look at the Carfax, get a mechanic to go look at the vehicle for you. If you don't know a mechanic personally, check out like Craigslist or go on Google and put in mobile mechanic in my area. Mobile mechanics are already set up to move around to different locations. Like, a mobile mechanic will come to your house and fix the car. So if you call a mobile mechanic and say, look, I need you to go to this dealership lot and I need you to look at this vehicle, you know, they could bring their little ramps. They could drive the car up onto ramps and look underneath it. You see how Kenny did? He looked under the whole car, looked at everything. And, you know, if they don't have a lift at the dealership, you could bring your ramps, drive it up on there. Kenny or another mobile mechanic can look under the car for you and see these little things, this little sticker. You think it's just a regular person that's not a mechanic or an auto body guy is going to notice that? And the way the paint reflects, this is too much for somebody who's not in the industry to try to figure out this little stuff. But that's what we're here for. We're here to help you not get a wrecked car. You know, I mean, it's your money though, but these are the steps I think people should start taking before they start throwing their money around and they think, oh, it's a Corolla, it's going to be perfect. Well, look, this is like a 2010, 2012 Corolla. It's over a decade ago. I mean, that car could have been through a lot. You know, just because it's supposed to be reliable doesn't necessarily mean it will be if it's got all these problems, accidents, and lack of maintenance. So we got to try to screen these cars as best we can. It's still not going to be perfect, but I want to get you up to a 90-95% chance of having a great used car. And it's just a little research. And look, if you had a mechanic go and look at the car for you and it's terrible like this, I mean, yeah, you still got to pay him for the inspection, right? But guess what? You won't have a car with a bent frame and all kind of cheap aftermarket parts and bad repairs. And if he does find a couple things wrong, you know, like, you know, not all this stuff, but, you know, it just means like, oh, it needs brakes, it needs a ball joint, it needs a valve cover gasket. Like, you can still get the vehicle. Just tell them, like, look, I'm an old mechanic. He found these problems. So instead of $8,000, I'm going to offer you $7,600 and I'll fix the problems. But, you know, I need to fix these things. These are safety issues. And just have your cash ready or have your cashier's check from, you know, your credit union. Have your money ready to pay. Make them a hard offer. Not, you know, don't go crazy with low balling them because they won't take it. But, you know, you knock a few $100 off the price, they'll usually take it. So there we go. And then now you know what you need to fix, because no used car is going to be perfect. That's probably like a 1% chance you would ever get a perfect used car. but we can get some used cars that are close, in pretty good shape, and you will be happy you have done your nerd research. All right, well, that's all I got for you today. Thank you for tuning in, and have a good one.